of writing. We are currently in Miss Howe's classroom, aka the theater/band room after school. We're goobers. So if you hear noises,
we are so sorry.
But our podcast, of which has not been named, will be about our relationship.
And all that time that we've spent doing a whole bunch of random things.
Between me, Nalani, and
Leo.
So let's get started. It started in, I'd say, 7th grade, when we did not know each other at the time.
Yeah.
We were very
We had like 3 classes together, and that's...
There was PE in the morning, and then we had an art class, I think. We had something in the middle of the day.
Maybe. I just know we had a history class at the end.
We had a PE and history class together.
Yeah.
Somehow being from the beginning of the day and the end of the day, 1st and 7th hour. I, unfortunately, had a crush on someone
separate.
But that's how I got to know him, was through my crush on that person. So that was very, very fun. But I never interacted with you. How did your interaction start with me?
I'm gonna be so honest with you. It started with like... It started with your stupid backpack, because you had like an anime backpack, and I thought, oh my god, that's so cool. No one's seen that show except for me, and I've had to introduce it to all my friends. I've never met anyone that just actually sees it, and I wasn't initially sure whether she just thought it was like a good looking backpack just to have, or whether it was genuine. But, you know, I talked about it, and then it ended up being genuine. So...
Basically, a boy nerd saw a girl nerd and thought, wow, she's the one. And my backpack was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Because during 2021 was the era of anime from the pandemic and all that.
Oh,
so
right, when the pandemic...
I was really into the anime phase and all that.
Yeah.
I remember watching JoJo's, Hunter x Hunter. I was already into Naruto like years before that. But I was into a lot of anime and stuff like that. What were you watching around that time?
What I was watching?
Because I know JoJo's was one of them.
I was watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I watched a buttload of Dragon Ball. I was playing a whole lot of random games that were popular around the time, like rhythm games in general, just like because I thought they were really cool, in which I saw you like drawing like Friday Night Funkin' characters.
Oh yeah, I had a Friday Night Funkin' phase, huh?
And in the middle of history class, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. I
remember showing you my art and being like, look, isn't this cool? Because you were the only person who would look at it.
Because I'm the only person that understood all the references that you put in your art.
And then you pointing out the JoJo backpack, and that made me happy because I was like, yay, somebody knows.
Like nearly no one like watches anything. Like, I've only met so many people that watched as many stuff as you have, and I was conveniently also in that same, like, field and everything. Like...
And that was good, because, like, speed running into our relationship when we did start dating, that was helpful, because we could watch our shows together and play our games together.
Yeah. We had, like, really, really weird video game phases. Do you remember that? Like, we, when did it start? It started
You bought
with,
me a
like,
Splatoon game.
I bought you Splatoon.
For
Splatoon
either
2.
my birthday? Was it my birthday or was it Christmas?
I think it was your birthday. It was your birthday. I bought you Splatoon because I said it...
Splatoon 2.
Splatoon 2.
For my Switch.
I thought it,
Oh yeah, because I had a Switch and then you were geeking out so hard. You were like, oh my gosh, you're a Nintendo girl. I remember you typing it out and being like, I love you so much more because you play the Nintendo Switch.
I was so weird.
It's okay.
Anyway.
Because it was your first girlfriend.
Yeah.
And it was my first boyfriend.
I got you Splatoon. And... Oh my goodness, we played Splatoon for like months on end, like every single day, like after school.
And then it slowly transitioned into, instead of Splatoon, it was Super Smash Brothers.
Oh right, like we were just like...
I made Marth. Marth is my...
Marth sucks, dude.
Wow. See that? 3 years of our relationship crumbled because of that statement.
Well, I main Joker because Joker's really cool, and
he has a Joker costume.
No, I don't have a Joker costume.
He wore it for Halloween.
I did not wear it for Halloween. I was like, from then on, we pretty much got all of our friends into like that similar Smash Bros. Like phase era thing, and it turned out that just like we would do things like tournaments and things like that for money, and those were always really fun. We did like 2 tournaments total. She won neither of them. I won one of them.
I got as far as I could.
I won the first. I didn't win the first one, but I did win the second.
We did like money as a
yeah,
reward.
like money.
Great.
Like everyone, there was like
everybody put money into like a bag, and we're all like, all right, whatever the total is, if you win, you get all of this money that people just bet right here, right now. That's what we were doing. Gambling.
Except it's not like luck. It was skill, to be fair. So it's less like gambling and more like a prize. But like,
yeah. We haven't done one of those in a while, but something that we still do is our Minecraft servers.
Oh right, we've had like 3 over the course of like 2 years since we started playing Minecraft together. Like the first one, we ended up like focusing a lot on like the house, but then I ended up losing that world.
Oh yeah, because we have our own servers together, and then we have our servers that connect with other people.
Yeah, like collective servers.
We have our own little cabin house that's in the middle of a mountain. We had
right, like a little divot in the mountain. We put one.
It was
there.
Such a lucky find too, like a random Minecraft seed, and we came across it by walking like 1 million Minecraft miles.
Yeah.
And then boom, and then we're trying to create with that server something for our friends.
Right.
It's similar to the Smash Bros, but it's instead like, how do I describe it? Like fighting.
Yeah. We eventually wanted to build. We got bored, and we were way too scared to fight the dragon. I mean, I'm not, but just getting there takes a minute because I don't want to lose anything.
It takes forever.
Right.
For one, if you're really dedicated, you'll get to it. But we're not dedicated.
Yeah.
We've been collecting flowers, killing bees, and
and building random things. I started building like
side quests, basically. Want to scoot over? Oh.
Thanks. What's up?
I would often build like random worlds, just like both survival and creative, just for like just stop looking at me. I can like feel your eyes, like stop. I would love to build these stupid worlds where I just like build a whole bunch of like battlefield and stuff, and then I'd give like all my friends armor, and then we'd fight, and that's pretty much how most of that goes. He's been there for like 5 of them.
Bro's been there.
Oh yeah.
He's been there.
Yeah. They started really rough. Like we had the worst ideas ever. They were really unorganized and inconsistent.
Yeah.
But, you know,
we eventually had like a pick a character class and then fight with it, but that turned out to be really boring and also just I don't know. It
was so complicated.
It was like stupidly complicated because like random items that I put you could like trade in for other items. It was
even before that with Dragon Ball World, that thing was like had to like make specific builds with specific we had to keep giving the higher tier things like bigger and bigger buffs because they weren't had
with like command blocks and such.
Yeah.
So.
Shoot. So yeah, that's episode 1 of our podcast that will only have 1 episode. Unless we decide we want to do a second podcast for extra credit. Miss Karski, if we do a second episode to our podcast, please give us extra credit because you really want to hear about our relationship. We have a lot of history here, so, and I'm sure everyone else would want to know. So yeah, that's 10 minutes. I hope when I go edit it later that it hits 10 minutes of our podcast that has not been named.
The Schlomogan podcast. Bye-bye.